Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. We are doing a closing reading surrounding the disappearance of Mommy-to-be Cajairah Fraise out of Beaumont, California. She was last seen on February 23rd, 2023. She was 35 weeks pregnant at the time of her disappearance, and there's not much in the way of news in terms of what is being done in the investigation. So I just want to get a pulse on what's next in the investigation. We're going to pull some tarot, and then we're going to pull some oracle, and this will be the closing reading. Okay, I got that nice and shuffled. I'm going to put that off to the side for a moment, as we're going to actually lead with the oracle and clarify with the tarot. So Spirit, what happened or what is next in the investigation surrounding the search for missing person Cajairah Fraise? Oh my goodness, that card came up in part 1. Oh my gosh, so did that one. And I've shuffled this deck. Like, I break it up, and I'll show you in a moment how I shuffle it. Okay. So what I do when I'm shuffling my Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle is I take it by sections and I riffle shuffle each of those sections to make sure that each of them or each of those little sections are shuffled, right? And I do this a lot in between readings, so to make sure the cards are mixed up, because it's 160 cards. So when I've shuffled it several times in between readings, and then the same cards jump over and over again for the same person, it's like Spirit wants us to really take a close look at something. All right, so we've got that over here. So far, let's look what we've got. Active case. Now, in part 1, we did get the cold case oracle card, and what that could speak to is we don't want it to become a cold case. We want to keep her name alive, keep people interested in what may have happened to her. She just disappeared, and that should never be okay in our community, that a woman just disappeared. Now, if she ran away for her safety or to start a new life, that's one thing. And law enforcement typically will come forth and say if that were the case, but they haven't. So, active, some kind of concern for harm or threat of harm with this knife or stabbing card. Then we have father, somebody's father, a father, someone who represents a fatherly figure. That came up throughout parts 1 and 2. We even got the Emperor in part 2 with the tarot reading. And then this card came up in part 1, as well as the parent card. So, that's some seriousness here. There's somebody who's a father, a parent, maybe allegedly it could be the father of her child, or it could be a father or a fatherly figure to her, or somebody's father, okay? Manipulation. Either she was being manipulated up to a certain point, or I'm not sensing she was manipulating someone else. I mean, it could be that. But I also get a sense of what this is speaking to is someone manipulating the investigation, trying to throw it off. A man trying to throw it off. What's next in the investigation? I'm going to pull a couple more cards from this one. Okay. We had addiction come up. I forgot which reading, parts 1 or 2. Somebody could be... Oh my gosh, this one keeps coming up. It came up in part 1 and part 2. Okay. Anything else? anything else, Spirit, about Cajairah's disappearance? Wooded area. I am encouraged that there's an active case going on in terms of searching for her, that they are exploring that something could have happened in terms of some sort of harm. We have accusations, and I'm encouraged by that, because if they just are thinking that she just left to start a new life, I mean, that's really upsetting that it would just stop there. So, yeah. Anything else, Spirit? Organized crime or gang. So something organized. You know, it doesn't always mean gang. It can mean gang activity or organized crime, but sometimes it could be like an organization or some kind of organization backing this man, or accusations about some organization's involvement. And then the exploration of a non-consensual interaction, the R word, and assault. Exploring that. A parent having an affair and it leading to something that was becoming something like a violation. Okay? That's what I'm picking up on here. I'm going to now work with this big chunker of a deck. What's next in the investigation? We have accusations, and the accusations card can mean that there's going to be there's accusations against someone, against a man or a father figure or a parent. It could mean that accusations will be coming out soon, or, you know, against an organization or some kind of, you know, when you think of a gang, a group of people that's got something organized to it. Okay, now this card also came out, I believe, in part 1. I shuffled this deck too. Okay. Okay. So what I'm getting a sense of here is that, stop that for a moment. What I'm getting a sense of is that, unbeknownst to us, it's not really necessarily a cold case. That it's not necessarily a cold case. Police are looking at things. They are looking at somebody close to her, and that's kind of comforting to see. Okay, so I'm going to move these over here. So we've gotten theft, thief, or robber mouse. Again, that came up in part 1. Someone exploring the aspect of something being taken. Police investigating someone, feeling like someone had taken something. Autumn is of significance to this case. A major development could happen or break, or a new direction for investigating the case could happen in autumn. Could it be this autumn? Yes. Could it be next autumn? Sure. But autumn is of significance. It also can represent the season of autumn preceding when this occurred. So 2022 autumn, right? But there's something key about that season. We are, as of the time of this recording, in the season of autumn. I'm recording this October 8th, 2023 at 8:07 p.m. We have jealous issues, personal. So cops, the reason why they are mum, I'm getting a sense, is because there is concerns that they don't want to scare whoever it is that is closely associated with being in the know of what happened to her. Okay, and we have jealousy issues, personal. That's interesting. Okay. Female child victim. This is haunting to me. Now, I believe she's expecting a baby boy, because I remember seeing a blue balloon. That probably would denote a little boy, I guess. But she's a child. She's a female child victim. And a victim makes me sad. That means she's a victim of some kind of crime or something, some kind of wrongdoing. Maybe there's someone else associated that she knows about that's also a female child, an actual female child victim, like a small child, for example. I have my thoughts, but I'm going to see what you all think in the comment section down below. We have Northwest and travel. When we get these directional cards, it helps to look, especially if we have points of reference, like what area does she live in? Where was she last seen? Like, where was the places she usually liked to go to? And then I take those mileage cards that we got in part 1, and then I kind of just plot it out on the map to see, to isolate where might she be. And in part 1, we found out that this is all within a very short distance away from where she was last seen, or her home, 0 to 15 kilometers, in fact. Someone has the potential to flee the area, or someone did local or global travel shortly thereafter her disappearance, or will be traveling, or did travel just before to try to create some sort of alibi, or claiming that, they moved from point A to point B, moved from here to there, so it's not them, they are not involved. It's something along the lines of travel, because that came up here. This is the second time this card has appeared in her readings. This is upsetting. We have stalker, waiting, watching, stalking. We had the spying card in part 1, and I think we had there's another deck that produced a card about stalking or obsession or watching or looking, and her moves being tracked and watched like a hawk, looking, somebody waiting in the like something organized and planned. And this drugs or overdose, it could just mean somebody who is on drugs, who may be in the know, and they may not be taken seriously. That could be what that means. It could mean maybe she consumed things. I don't think so. I don't know her. I don't know. But, it doesn't always necessarily mean that this is a cause, somebody perished as a result of this. It could just be speaking about someone who may be a witness, but may not be taken seriously because maybe they have a history with drugs. I don't know. But some sort of something going on here. In wooded area, we had the nature card, and I kept sensing that at one point whatever happened to her happened inside somewhere, but then she's now outside. And so a wooded area close by. December is of importance. That came up. I think we got the Temperance card in the tarot reading. Yes. And Temperance for me represents the time period of November 21st to December 20th. It could represent somebody's birthday, or something of importance happened in December in the past, or in this upcoming December 2023 or beyond. But it could represent someone who's close to the situation, their birthday. Okay, I'm going to just pause for a moment. Okay, just pause. So now what we're going to do is we are going to look for some important timing elements as it relates to Cajairah's disappearance. We got 6 to 8 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. So weeks leading up to and thereafter her disappearance is critical to the case. We've got winter. So when I'm pulling these time cards, this time oracle, I'm pulling it, yes, to look for when might we hear some news, and that could be what it's talking to, but it also could be talking about 6 to 8 weeks preceding her disappearance has critical information about the key players who know where she could have gone or why she is gone, and 4 to 5 weeks after that disappearance, looking at the behaviors of people involved or what they stated in their statements, and winter being of importance. She did disappear in winter time, February 23rd, but it could be this coming winter that we get more information. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, something over the course of weeks, 9 to 12 weeks. So Spirit is like the family or those who have been really invested in her search, maybe finding out some more information within 9 to 12 weeks. That does take us into winter, this coming winter. So something of significance may be shaping up. Maybe only information will be going out to the police, but they will know for certain what they're really dealing with in terms of like what direction to go. I think with regards to accusations, and there's an element of other people being involved, the police are being very tight-lipped because the other people involved may be very close to her, allegedly, okay? So they are having to play their cards right. It is so frustrating because I know those who really care and love her would really like to have her name featured on all the news, you know, like getting the same attention, but there's a reason why they haven't. I don't think the bones card, we've gotten several bones cards, skeletons in the closet, the bones, we've got 2 or 3 different cards with that depiction of bones. So it could be they're trying to find some actual critical evidence of something happening to her in order to proceed forward. And that's why it may seem like a cold case, but in fact, the reading opened up with this is an active case. Okay. Okay, so we're going to round this out with just 1 or 2 tarot cards of what's next. And then we will conclude the readings for Cajairah. Oh, the Lover's upright. That came up to 5 of water, which is traditionally 5 of cups. And daughter of fire in reverse. So there will be some delays in the movement of what we find out, some disappointments. You see how these fish are kind of near a body of water. Almost looks like, what do they call it? The aqueduct in Los Angeles. You know, how, if you're from Southern California, you probably know what I'm talking about. But it's like, I don't know, it just got that feel here. But the key word is disappointing. Disappointing news coming out about what may have happened as a result of someone that she leaned on in trust, and that it's just disappointing news. This card does indicate that at some point we will get answers. Something that's of significance here is the Lovers represents the time period of May 21st to June 20th. The disappointment, 5 of cups, represents like either the timing of 5 days, 5 days being really critical leading into her disappearance. You know, we talked earlier about the weeks leading into, but there was, as she got closer and closer to this disappearance, it was within 5 days that it really, people who are around her knows, and they just aren't telling, they aren't saying what's going on. Hopefully they will start to talk. And they will start to explain that this daughter of fire, this page of wands in reverse there, you know, it just was seeming like somebody really, really oppressing a young person, oppressing someone, you know, a sense of control, and that coming out. This card in reverse is also about delays in getting the news and getting the information, and we may not really start to fully understand until we're past winter and as we go into the season of spring. And so it's going to take some time to unravel. I hope that when it's this winter that more information is found, or that we even hear something in the next, you know, several days. Every day counts in terms of when a person goes missing. And especially it's critical because she was pregnant. And you would think that law enforcement, in spite of them wanting to keep things close to the vest, because that she was a young woman who was pregnant at the time of her disappearance, you would think that they would want to, put people's minds at ease. But they didn't, and that's really disappointing. And I just think that we're either going to be disappointed with the pace at which things are going, or not being able to really see a good positive spin on this. We will find out some information down the line with the Lover's card, and about something related to someone close knowing information or having something to do with the disappearance. And this is about delays. But yeah, I don't know, my friends. So I think I'm going to end this here. It's not much further to explore. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. We are praying for you, Cajairah, and your sweet baby. And I just hope that you are able to come forward and say where you've been all this time, right? Yeah. So I'm curious to hear what you all think. And do me a favor on your way out. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. In addition, if there's any cases that you wish for me to cover, let me know in the comments section. I am, probably going to be taking a little mini break coming soon. I'm working on the Ellen Greenberg case. I believe would be the next case I'm going to explore. And then either I'm going to take a little mini break before that or after. But in the meanwhile, I am curious to hear what cases you think I should give a go at. All right, my friends, take very good care of yourselves. Much love and many blessings to each and every one of you. Bye for now.